Hi, welcome to KLINGSPOR's Tech Talk. I'm EJ Yancey.
And I'm Nikolai Patterson, also from KLINGSPOR's Product Support Department. And today we're going to talk about wire wheel configuration and wire size, as well as what contamination can bring to the table if you're not using the right wire wheel. Before we get into that though, yes, shape and wire size is important. But I think the most important part to wire wheels is keeping your workpiece contaminant free. So here at KLINGSPOR, we offer 3 different wire materials to ensure that this is a simple process. You have carbon steel, stainless steel, and we even offer the brass configuration of wire for your non-ferrous metals and things like that. Some of the things that we offer are going to be your crimped wheel with shank, 1.5 inch to 3 inch in both carbon steel and stainless steel with wire sizes from 0.006 to 0.014. A knotted wheel with shank, 3 to 4 inches in both carbon steel with wire sizes 0.014. A crimped cup brush, 3 to 6 inches in diameter in carbon steel with wire sizes 0.014. Knot cup wheel, 2 3/4 inch to 6 inch in both carbon steel and stainless steel with wire sizes from 0.014 to 0.035. And then we have some hubbed wheels in both knotted and crimped. The knotted ones will come in diameters 4 to 6 inches, available in carbon steel and stainless steel with wire sizes from 0.014 to 0.025. The crimped hubbed wire wheel will have a carbon steel wire with 0.014 wire size. Your stringer bead is 4 to 6 inches in diameter, carbon steel or stainless steel with a wire size of 0.020. End brushes, crimped and knotted, carbon steel and stainless steel in wire sizes from 0.016 to 0.014. And then some handheld brushes for smaller applications and more precise jobs. Bryce wire option in multiple different sizes.
Man, that is a lot of different wire wheels that we have. So where do you see these a lot at? Is it fabrication, machine shops?
There's a lot of different applications. You have your stairway industry, people making railing, things like that. You're gonna see all kinds of configurations at your automotive shops. You'll even see them in handheld brush configuration for the smaller stuff. Any fab shop is gonna be using wire wheels. And it's really just for light deburring and cleaning off surfaces.
Okay, so they're good for cleaning. You mentioned wire size. There's a couple different ones that you mentioned. What's the big deal with the wire sizes?
So with your wire size, ideally you want to get as thin of a wire size as possible. But if you have a wire size that's too thin, it's going to break off. You're going to have wires flying off. If you get a wire size that's too thick, either you're not going to like the scratch that it leaves, it's going to be a little bit too aggressive, or it can also break off as well. If they're just too thick for the application, they tend to break off as well. So just get it as thin as possible without it breaking off.
Okay, so picking the wire size seems really important. You talked about a bunch of different shapes. We see some different shapes in front of us. What's the big deal with the shapes?
So go back to the wire size. Whenever you're thinking about wire size, obviously you think about troubleshooting. If you have customers that are going out and they have a customer that's saying, my brush action is too aggressive, my brush action is too weak, then that's where your wire size comes in. The second part is the shape of the cup wheel. So here we have an end brush. These are going to be more for the inside of things, just because these things are going to flare out whenever they get up to RPM. These cup brushes, they're actually hubbed, so they go right onto your angle grinder. These are for your larger flat surfaces. So those are just a few examples. Obviously, we have many different configurations, but that just goes to show this one will go on more of like your Dremel style, your die grinder, right angle die grinder, and then this one will go on your angle grinder. Keep in mind if it's going on an angle grinder that you're going to want it to, make sure your RPMs are verified and things like that.
So we've got a shape, a wire size for all different sorts of application.
And a material, yeah.
And a material. But, one of the biggest steels we see used out in the industry, right, is stainless steel. And, we talk a lot about contamination with abrasives. What about with wire wheels?
So when you're dealing with wire wheels, you don't always need a stainless steel wire, but we do offer that. And all this has to deal with is you don't want to contaminate a stainless steel workpiece with steel micro deposits. This creates what's called after rust. It's just accelerated rusting process. So if you're contaminating a workpiece, you're really just making the life of whatever you're working on less.
We talk about contamination on stainless steel a lot, so that's one big, that's huge information for us right there. What's the biggest takeaway that you had when you were shooting this product video?
So whenever I was down there, I was doing probably a 3-inch diameter piping. Where they had cut it off, there was a little burr, so it wasn't perfectly round on the inside. So I took one of these end brushes here, got it up to RPMs inside of it so it flared out and got every bit of it. It cleaned it up really well, really well. So anytime you're cutting anything that's hollow, you're gonna have burring on the inside that you're gonna need to get out of there. So my biggest takeaway is how well it worked. And then also how when it got up to RPMs, how much better it was at cleaning because it was filling up that gap. So really important there. These are really useful if you're dealing with any pipe fabrication.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, it seems like a great product to pair with our cutoff wheels, our flat discs, our carbide burrs, everything for the fab shop, machine shop. So we've got you covered on everything. If you've got any questions about these wire wheels, give us a call here at KLINGSPOR, or you can email us at techtalk@klingspor.com. Thanks for watching. I'm EJ Yancey.
And I'm Nikolai Patterson. Thanks.